Hi, I'm Paul McHam, and I'm an expert in the remediation of mold for your home. How do we get rid of mold spores in the home once it gets there? Well, the first thing is to stop the water. And that may require an expert in foundation, in ventilation for your attic, might require a plumber, but you have to stop the water because if you don't, there's nothing on this world that you can put on mold to kill it and keep it gone unless you do stop the mold and dry out the surfaces and the air. Now, when you do go to clean it, there's several things that you get involved with. One is you have to contain that mold so that you're not cross-contaminating the whole rest of the house. Now, it's possible that it's too late because if you have mold in the basement, you have a furnace running, it'll pick up the air with the mold spore in it, heat it up or cool it down, and shoot it upstairs. So you may already have cross-contamination, and the only way to know that for sure is to test it. So testing can also figure into the total of getting rid of mold spore in your home. But you want to set up containment, control the flow of air so you control the flow of mold, and then you can begin the remediation process, which normally starts with HEPA vacuum, HEPA vacuuming the original source of the mold or the colony that you can see, because you're going to have mold on surfaces, and then you're going to have mold in the air, which means that you got to get rid of both. Now, the surfaces is easy. You can remove the material that is obviously affected by the mold, where the colony is growing, where you see it. But if you can see a colony, chances are it has already reproduced, generated spore, and put those in the air. So you're also going to have to scrub the air out, which means you need an air scrubber or even a negative air arrangement, which is nothing more than an air scrubber hooked up to filter out the mold and then blow the air outside through a window. And in that way, it keeps all the air in the house coming to that spot that you're remediating rather than letting the mold spore flow out into the rest of the house. Now, once you have it contained, once you have it HEPA vacuumed, and then the contaminated area is removed, then you'll want to HEPA vacuum where you've removed materials as well. All right, if you're in a basement, you're looking at drywall that's on a wall and you see mold, yes, it may be that what you're looking at is the worst part, but if the water's coming in from the foundation, the wall cavity itself is going to be a lot worse than what you're looking at. So all surfaces have to be cleaned, and then the mold roots and subsurface hyphae need to be killed with an appropriate antimicrobial. We use a product called Benefect, where we can actually even squirt it in our mouths and it won't hurt us because it has such a high safety rating, okay? The safety rating is actually a 0, which means that there's no risk to the human body, all right? We then can remove stain, which is melanin. Melanin is not a harmful item. It's produced by the mold when it secretes enzymes to eat. But it is a stain, it is unsightly, and that can be gotten rid of too. And then we use a mold inhibitor in order to keep it from coming back. If we can seal that wood, the food source, then mold can't get to it, and if it doesn't have food, it won't grow.